we're here with Carole Young with the Saskatoon Osteoporosis Society. She's executive chair. Welcome.
Oh, it's so good to be here. Thank you for asking us.
So tell us about your organization.
We are a healthcare charity. We've been in Saskatoon for about 30 years, and we work in northern Saskatchewan as well. So we have quite a large territory, and our mission is to bring bone health news to the people in the communities that we work in. And basically we're looking at ways for them to have stronger bones to last them for their whole life.
And why is that important?
When you are a teenager, you actually build the bone mass that's going to last you forever. So the late teens into the early 20s, that bone mass is being built by good nutrition and by exercise. And then as you go through the rest of your life, you keep drawing on that to keep you strong. So you probably met people who maybe have broken a hip, or maybe they bumped against their kitchen cupboard and broke a wrist. Those people are struggling with bones that are very fragile. And we want to address that with them and work with them to get them a little bit stronger so they don't have so many fractures. And when they get their first diagnosis for osteoporosis, it's usually pretty devastating for them.
So what are some things you do to build bone mass?
We have researchers working across the country, and we even have researchers here in Saskatoon working at the university or working in private practice. The bone mass is maintained by good nutrition, so calcium and vitamin D, and by exercise, weight-bearing exercises, things that put pressure on the bones. So, for example, when the astronauts go up into space, they're working in zero-order gravity situations. So they have nothing pulling on them, and in just a little bit of time, they start to lose the strength in their bones. They actually do a lot of research for us on osteoporosis up there.
Okay, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, that's how I got started. I went to a lecture by McWilliams, and he talked about the astronauts and their research up there.
So when was that? When did you get started?
2005.
Okay, so you've been with them for about 12 years then.
Yeah, quite a while, actually.
And so what are some of the programs you have?
The last 3 years we have been focusing on programs that will introduce care standards to different healthcare professionals that will help people with osteoporosis. So we start off with the physician standards of care. And if you say you broke your wrist and you went to your Medi-Center, they have the ability to go through and look at, maybe you have factors that are aggravating the situation. Maybe you have a genetic predisposition to osteoporosis. Maybe you're on some meds that are weakening your bones. And they can go through their little checklist, and then when they get to the bottom, they can kind of decide what would be a good treatment plan for you. And the treatment plans are based on nutrition, exercise, and medications.
And is that done by the doctor, or you do it with a consultation with someone from your group?
We would like to be able to do it with consultation. We're actually working on that right now. But the way the Saskatchewan system is set up right now, it's done in the clinic by the physician. The ideal would be if that physician, he's only got 2 minutes, right? Maybe 4 minutes if you have to put a cast on or whatever. If he could then refer them to some sort of, we call them fracture liaison services, where he could refer them to that place, and then you'd have someone who could spend more time with you and who could look at your options with you in more detail.
And where is that fraction liaison service located?
Well, we're just working on it.
Oh, okay. It's in the process of being started. Oh, awesome. Okay.
In the last 3 years, it started. We had a pilot project in Moncton.
Okay.
And it's going strong. And just a few months ago, one went up in White Rock, BC.
Okay.
But in Saskatchewan, we're still talking about it.
So it's just in the process of getting.
Yeah. It's called the patient network. It's the people who have osteoporosis, and they have got together with healthcare professionals like public health nurses, orthopedic surgeons, and they're lobbying for these programs in each of the different communities. yeah, so.
So is there a
that's
chapter that meets regularly in Saskatoon?
We do have a chapter here in Saskatoon, and sometimes there's even a chapter in Regina.
Okay.
We do a lot of work in the spring and in the fall, and you'll find us at places like health fairs, and we will do public forums as well if we get invited to a location and they ask us to come. We have people who phone us over the phone, and we talk to them on a one-to-one basis. Yeah, and then of course we're doing our fundraiser for.
Well, let's talk about your fundraiser here. You have a poster about it here. And what is it called?
It's a bone china tea. It's going to this year be Canada 150, so it's called Our Country and Our Community. And we're going to celebrate the role of everyone in their community. So the welcoming will be done by the Aveshan Ballet Company.
Oh, awesome.
They'll greet people at the door, and then they will do a presentation to our honorary tea hostess. And our honorary tea hostess this year is Sylvia Foster. And you may have saw her picture in the paper in 2014. She celebrated her 100th birthday in 2014.
Isn't that wonderful? And I see you brought a beautiful teacup here, and we can have tea and a fascinator that we could put on for a high tea. And what happens at a high tea?
In our high tea, we do entertainment for the first hour. So this year will be music. Courtney Clark and Sophie Chatlin are going to be helping us with the music program. And then at 3 o'clock, we do the tea service. We've been very fortunate that a lot of people have come and donated these teacups to us.
Beautiful, yes.
We have 900 of them. But we'll only use a fraction of them that day. And then our tables will be set with our teacups and our silver service. We had one donated again this year that we'll be using. And that service ceremony will start at 3 o'clock. And then the hotel will help us serve tea for the rest of the afternoon.
So when is that again, and how can people get tickets?
It's on Sunday, June 11th.
Okay.
And we are selling tickets. You can call me, or you can go onto our website, saskatoon@osteoporosis.ca. And that's actually our email, sorry. And that will give you contact, or you can call me at home, 306-242-7794. And we'll be selling tickets until this evening, because tomorrow we have to give the caterers our numbers.
And it's held at where? What building is it held at again?
We'll be holding it at the top of the inn at the Sheraton Cavalier.
Oh, awesome.
So you get to see the pretty river bank.
Yeah, it's a beautiful view and a beautiful venue for sure.
Yeah.
And how much are tickets?
Tickets are $40.
Okay. And so they could just contact you up till tonight. And how many people are you expecting, or how many people do you usually get at your tea?
The room can hold 135, but we like to keep it a little smaller than that, so we're not tripping over each other. We have actually got 14 tickets left.
Oh, awesome.
And yeah, so
They can
we
contact
go
you?
between 60 and 85 is sort of the working number we usually use.
So you're not going to use all 900 of your teacups?
No, we'll
but they are
unfortunately
beautiful.
never use them. Yeah, once you get into these, it's just fascinating, because on the bottom they have the label, so you get the name of it and who produced it. And we have a teacup librarian who keeps them all in perfect shape.
Is that right? I've
has
never
them all
heard of
cataloged.
a Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, I think she might be the only one in the world.
I've never heard of. I was a teacher librarian, but I've never heard of a teacup librarian. But
Yeah.
that sounds like a fascinating job.
It is. They're all photographed. Yeah, it's quite an interesting career once you get into it.
Oh, it does.
A
How
lot of
wonderful.
people, when they were our grandparents, they got these for their wedding showers.
Oh, okay.
And I was actually at a garage sale this weekend where the lady was selling 3 buckets of these that her daughter-in-law's grandmother had got for wedding shower gifts.
So is
And
that
she had got hooked. She had started reading these labels. She had everything all tagged. I don't know if she would have been able to sell them at the end of the day.
So if anybody wants to donate teacups, they could definitely contact you for that too. I bet you could use a few more. So what's this beautiful scarf here? I have, you have a beautiful Canada maple leaf on
Yes.
it. And so this is to highlight.
Canada 150. Hopefully throughout the day, people will learn to appreciate the country we have more, and that they will be able to see musicians and the dancers that are you know, they're part of our heritage, so it's kind of a cultural day.
And they can dress for the occasion too, can't they?
Yeah, you know,
So,
this is a fascinator, so you often see, you know, the princesses wearing these little fascinators, but lots of people have the full hat as
Okay.
well, and they dress for the afternoon.
well, it sounds like a wonderful occasion and it sounds so fun. So I see you have this Too Fit to Fracture book here. And what's this about?
This is one of our standards of care. So in addition to the physician care guidelines, we also have physiotherapy ones.
Okay.
Because doing the right exercise is important to make your bones strong enough to last you for life. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you walked around the block. The chances of getting a fracture from osteoporosis is going to be in your wrist.
Okay.
It's going to be in your hip and in your backbone and a little
okay.
bit in your shoulder. So you want to do exercises that will strengthen those up to last you forever. And if you should happen to fall, you want, you know, to be strong enough to handle that fall. So we actually have started doing a lot of fall prevention work as well with the Fall Consortium here in Saskatoon. And we have done clinics with them and with other public health groups where we look at people who have fallen and do Too Fit to Fracture work with them.
Well, thank you for coming on my show and keeping us informed. And also, just remind us again how they can get a hold of you.
Yes, they can call me at home. I'm at 306-242-7794, or you can email us at saskatoon@osteoporosis.ca. That's a big word.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
And have
thanks,
fun
Carole.
at your tea.
Well, we will. Thank you so much.
That was Carole Young with the Saskatoon Osteoporosis Society.